A quick side-by-side comparison. These are your typical 9-set Horotec screwdrivers. Starts with 0.6 and we go all the way up to 3 millimeters. So this is kind of your standard Swiss kind of base level. It is 100 and I don't know, it ends up being $185. You can find a deal on it. You can sometimes get it cheaper, sometimes more expensive. 185, 200, something like that. Now this is a 6-piece set from Ywong Yuen. I don't know how you say the Chinese stuff, but both come with spare blades. This instead starts at 0.8, as you can see. So yellow top. Now these got ball bearings for the head, so nice and smooth. Both have that knurled steel. This, you can see they kind of put a black coat on it, but it is steel. It's not some sort of rubbery stuff as it can kind of first appear. Now you can kind of pull them out side by side. Personally, I have been really impressed with these. Even the blades have, let's see if you can, the blades have held up really nicely after a week of use. And I'd say point, let's see, we're at 1.2. This is a pretty standard. I'd say the black, the red tips are pretty standard use for a lot of watchmaking screws. You can see there's a little bit more wobble in the head compared to the Horotec, so the machining tolerances are not going to be the exact same. I don't know if I mentioned, so 185, these are 32, but with some coins and coupons on AliExpress, it ended up being $27, and you can see extra blades. And these blades the screwdriver handles are compatible with anything like Bergeron, Horotec, any of that. So you can kind of use the body of it and use Swiss blades or French blades if you so desire, and it probably will in the future once I run out of extras. And I actually was offered an extra set of blades, so it came with one set, and I denied that, instead getting their screwdriver sharpening tools, the little rolly thing, and comes with a red India stone. Bought a couple of different tools. These are, I actually meant to just order brass tweezers. These are phosphor bronze, and they are really impressive. They have a lot of the benefits of getting brass tweezers, like the non-magnetic property, softer than steel. So I bought these particularly for using on higher end movements where you don't want to scratch up any of the finishing. But overall, yeah, I've been super impressed with the quality. It's kind of incredible for when you compare the prices. It's obviously a big jump to go even comparing 9 and 6 and 185 and $30. It is kind of crazy, the difference. And what I wanted to do was kind of do a quick example just to kind of show use. So this would be your typical Horotec. Let's see, which screw should I take off. I can do the balance bridge screw. Is this the right size? Yes. So let me lower myself a little bit. And let's see. Not the best view here for me or for you. Made sure to let this wind all the way down. And you can see I can have good control. Let's switch. We already out. We are. Yeah. And there we are. And these, the nice part about the phosphor bronze is that you will not need to dress them as often. It's got, more zinc and a couple other things that make it different than your normal brass tweezers. I guess I'll screw it back in with the same screwdriver and then show. Let's see. So there's that, and let's see how we do with this. All the blades came nice and sharp, and that's slotted in there just perfectly. I feel like I have good control, not some wobble where I'm gonna be slipping around. I know I'm not using the best techniques here since I'm kind of trying to get a good shot, which can be difficult with all the watchmaking stuff, to make sure your hands aren't in the way. And Let's see. Yeah. Where did you roll? Let's see. Oh, these counters are the worst for trying to find something. There you are. Teensy teensy little guy. Man. There we go. And okay. And this Hamilton has been running crazy good after a service. It's been getting over 300 degrees of amplitude, sometimes even like 310, 315 in certain positions, and even throughout all positions, the delta is like, I don't know, 287 or 290 to 310, and the rate has been pretty consistent. Even just comparing it with my Explorer, and after some regulation, of course, gotten it near dead on. But I just wanted to kind of do a little video, show that not all this Chinese stuff is crap. It really depends on who you order from, but I actually ordered this, and the Rolex Jubilee non-removable link puller, which is able to take apart links that are held together by these knurled pins that just don't easily come apart without something that clamps down and pries it apart. And I have a couple videos up kind of showing off how impressive it works. I don't know. I bought other Chinese tools that have been pretty crapola, and I have genuinely been impressed by this Ywong space Yuen. Ywong Yuen. I don't know how you say that, but yeah, it is definitely a next level of manufacturing by the Chinese. It's when you can kind of compare them to Horotec, even Bergeron, and say, hey, this ain't half bad. That is pretty darn good in my book, considering, I don't know, let's see how it works out. So these 185, so like $20 a screwdriver versus like $5 a screwdriver. Is that right? Yeah, so $5. So almost 4 times, oh, I'm not pointing in the right direction, but almost 4 times the price for these. And they do have cheaper screwdrivers, and they also have ones that come on the carousel, but I would say, since I already have a carousel for my, I don't know if you call it a carousel, but a little stand, since I already have one, I just figured buy the box, save a couple bucks, because I think the sets where they come with the stand start closer to $100, but you're getting all 9 and you're getting the stand, and you can buy the stand separately for, I don't know, $20-$30, but I would say they do sell cheaper ones, but to get the ones with the ball bearings, that's a much smoother experience. And that was I was slip sliding with my other generic, I think they like French screwdrivers. They were, the head is a lot smaller. It's not run on bearings. Just kind of your generic screwdriver, and it was causing me issues where I'm scratching stuff up where it really shouldn't. And obviously I always have access to these if I need them. I don't have any Bergeron screwdrivers, but I would say that for the price, you really can't beat it. Like that link puller, again, that's $390 for the one on Esslinger versus $140 to $160, depending on what kind of deal you're getting for the Ywong Yuen. This is not paid promotion, although I did tell them, hey, I posted a video if you want to send me some free stuff, but they didn't take me up on the offer, but still worth a shot. So they are genuinely impressive for the price. I would probably not order other Chinese brand tools after trying them. It's like this phosphor bronze tweezers, they were $30 without kind of a discount applied, which that's definitely expensive when it comes to tweezers, although nowhere near as expensive as you can get. Their regular brass ones are $15, but I think you can probably get a better deal on them using coupons and such. And I would say that it is probably worth the upgrade just for the durability alone. Like, I've gone through regular bronze tweezers where they just get eaten alive, and it sucks because you have to dress them constantly, whereas I have not dressed the, let's see if I can get better up close. I haven't dressed these bad boys at all, and they are holding up so much better than any sort of brass tweezer I've gotten. And obviously the anti-magnetic property, not having to demagnetize your tweezers, is always nice. I don't know if I would say it's a regret, but I would say that should have maybe thought about getting the full 9 set and the carousel along with it, just because sometimes like having a really nice 0.6 millimeter it comes in handy. The 0.8 it's an all right, like it'll handle most situations you're running into, but still having some of the smaller ones. You can also buy them all individually. I think the price is a little more if you're buying them each individually versus the lot. And now, as I said, they do sell these without the bearings. Get the ones with bearings if you, I don't know, it's a couple bucks difference, and it really, I would say it makes a big difference. I just wanted to make a quick video. I've already made a video on the Jubilee link puller, and I hope that was informative, because obviously a $390 tool becomes hard to justify, but $140 or $50 or $60 tool, that makes it a whole lot easier to justify, and it's actually already paid for itself and more. I think the first job I did with it, with a broken the link that leads into the end link, and that I think I charged either $75 or $100, and then the next one, funny enough, very similar break, where that link right before, I think I might even have an example. But the link that leads into the end link, when that breaks, and you can see here's the knurled pin that you would, this is probably not good contrast to see it. Let's see if this helps at all. So you can see with this, there is pin, and it's got little fins on the end, and that plugs into, come on, guess I could use my tweezers. Come on. That plugs into the holes on this, and then these are the center links, the gold center links. And so all it really is just pulling this cap away, and what it does, it has teeth that sit right in that little nook, and it'll allow you to prime apart. And then they sell a press, although I've kind of just jerry-rigged other presses to make it work, because the press is another $140 to $60. The oyster one is the same price. The Jubilee one, which has 3 heads for the men's, women's, mid case, mid-size case, small case, large case, and then they have the press. So Jubilee, oyster, all that. And personally, most of the issues with stretch and stuff I see comes down to these Jubilee and these dang pins breaking, and it sucks to see, but people have their watch completely fall off, their beautiful little watch, and falls off their wrist, sometimes cracks the crystal, just because one of these darn pins breaks. And luckily, you can order sets of the replacement pins, and I am working my way up to rebuilding a whole Jubilee bracelet. I've only done kind of single links so far, but hopefully one day I will be able to rebuild the whole thing, since I know places like Rolex charge quite a premium. I have a friend that had theirs sent off to him, and the bill ended up being something like $1,400 to tighten up the bracelet. And so it's kind of amazing with these Chinese. Heck, it might even be a tool made in the same factory. It's got some heft. If you've seen the video, it's not bulky and big, but the steel, it is very heavy, and I will have to do some more videos on my rebuilding journey, as I have one where one of these center links is just worn through the rod. The post is just kind of worn through. It's almost like cut at the edge. So it's going to take kind of a bit of skill laser welding more gold back on there, then filing, sanding, polishing, whatever it takes to reshape it into how it was. But these circles will become untrue. They will be ovals instead of the circle that you want, and you gotta either find little sleeves or shims. You have to laser weld. There's lots that goes into it. I know that Rolex earns their keep on this stuff, but I just wanted to just kind of do something quick, showing off that you don't have to spend a ton of money on Swiss tools, at least starting out. And even if you're further in, tools from Bergeon, it becomes a pricey endeavor. So maybe consider something like Ywong Yuen. I'll have to ask him how to pronounce that. And not sponsored again, as I said, but I did tell him, like, hey, well, if you want to send me some free shit, I will not say no. But then I would have to tell you it was sponsored. And I sure as heck know that Horotec ain't sponsoring me. So I haven't put a link in the description, but I can if people are interested in them, want to buy the same set, or I can kind of link some of the other tools if people are interested. If not an ad, just want to kind of show off what Chinese craftsmanship has made it to in this day and age, that they're doing a lot better than most would think. And you can get a steal. I don't know with these tariffs how much that'll affect things. I know that the Chinese always are good at getting around a lot of that stuff, but we shall see. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions or are curious about any other watch tools, have any tools you'd like me to review, I buy them with my own money if they won't send them to me for free. But I love showing off these tools and just kind of giving people an idea of how they work, what they look like, the general feel. You know what? One last thing. I figure while we're here, let's weigh them. Not that that'll tell you a ton, but give a little bit of a comparison between the two. 7.5 grams, 8.14. 7.6 grams, 8.14. Interesting that they both weigh 8.16. Well, let's get a tear in. Let's see about if we go big boys. Go larger. Is this 300? That's the 250. And this is the 200. Let's do 200 to 200. And that's it, right? A quick comparison of the blades, if we can get that. Let's see how much. 9.5 grams. 11.12. So they are a little heavier, but again, when you're wielding them, it's not necessarily something you're gonna notice too much with fractions of a gram. We're talking milligrams here. 1107. Wow, now that's a big difference. 11 grams versus 7.61. So that's kind of interesting for the 1.4 millimeter, correct? Yeah, so that will conclude the video finally. I'm sure y'all been waiting for it. So the budget value brand versus the budget value Swiss, but still quite expensive Horotec. So hope you enjoyed the video, and again, let me know if there's anything you'd like me to make in the future, and I'd be happy to try and appease that. Thanks.